Good morning. Today is Tuesday, January the 2nd, the first day of trading for 2024, and the time right now is 6 minutes past noon. And while most markets are still not very actively traded, Japan market is remain closed, including tomorrow. So we're going to do a bit of a recap as to what happens before the market closes for 2023. And in equity markets indices, we can see the U.S. equity markets continue to maintain elevated. We have the Dow Jones cash index traded to a high of 37,779.85, which is an all-time high. And momentum suggests that we probably will see higher prices in the days and weeks ahead. Of course, not excluding the possibility of a very shallow retracement. Now, if we're going to get a retracement, probably we're going to see market retesting this swing low here, which is not that far away, probably around the 37,000 levels. So do watch out for a very brief and very shallow pullback before the market attempts to trade even higher for at least for the month of January. So we can see that the year will probably going to stay elevated for the time being. In the S&P 500, we have the S&P 500 just missing the all-time high of 4,818.62 by just less than 1%, with a high of 4,793.3. Like I say, it's only about less than 1% away from the all-time high. The fact that this is the only major equity index that has failed to take up the all-time high, and while the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq has all taken out the previous high, we can see that the market may actually experience a very brief pullback, very much in the manner that I just described for the Dow Jones. The swing low here will be the key here. The level here is about 4,007. So perhaps there will be a brief pullback before the market attempts to trade even higher. In the Nasdaq 100, this is the star performance. We have the Nasdaq 100 gaining 53%, or slightly beyond 53% for 2023. So this is still the catalyst for taking the US equity market higher. If the market do pull back, this swing low here that we see here on December 21st last year is probably going to be an obvious level to watch out for any kind of retracement. That level is about 16,550 level, so do watch out for a brief pullback. And over in Nikkei, we can, like I said, Nikkei remain close today. It will be very interesting to see how the market reopens on Thursday after suffering an earthquake of 7.6 magnitude in the western coast of Japan, and that was followed by a tsunami. So obviously today market is not open. We do not know what will be the repercussion. Good thing is that the nuclear power plants were actually shut down, so that did not cause a catastrophe like what we saw in Fukushima. So, but I think the logical to conclude that there will be a negative reaction unless market reopens, and before that, over the next 48 hours, Wall Street decided to take the market higher. So in the meantime, I think the bias is to the downside in the Japanese equity market. We can see on the last day of trading for 2023, the Nikkei pulled back from the high of 33,750 levels to retest the 33,000 levels, and I think the market will actually go lower in a three-way pullback, possibly even below the low here that we saw at 33,000. But this should be part of a pullback that we see. Okay, and over in Hong Kong, we can see that prices are reacting to the downside. We have a marginal high relative to December. We have a marginal high at 17,255 in the Hang Seng Futures contract traded in Hong Kong before the market come back down again, and it's currently trading about 16,874. Okay, and over in dollar, we can see dollar is looking to be rebounding. I think there's a very good chance technically we may see a temporary low in the dollar index. The low traded is 100.32 in the CFD contract. So going forward, there's a good chance the market may actually eventually try to trade higher. If the market can maintain above the 102.30 levels, there's a good chance it will retest the 104 over time. So for the time being, I think the bias is to the upside, at least for a technical rebound in the dollar, and that means all principal currency may actually come back down again. We can see the euro dollar traded to a high of 111.40 just before the market ends for 2023, and currently the market is currently trading at 110.37, and the bias is to the downside for a retest of the 108.90 level. So look out for the test of 109, 108.90. I think this level will be very logically where the market may actually head to over the next few days. Over in the sterling, we can see sterling remains elevated, although it is trading sideways. If we have to sell the principal currency, I don't think that selling sterling was the best choice, because structurally it does look like sterling has a more positive structure compared to the euro dollar. And of course, in the dollar yen itself, with the dollar actually looking to go higher, there's a good chance that we may see weakness like what we saw early in the morning, that maybe we'll see dollar yen bounce back up to about 142, 143 levels. So I think that would be a good level to actually resell back the dollar yen position, okay? And over in the Aussie is also poised to trade lower, although the structure-wise suggests that it still has momentum. And I think going forward, the low here that we see here at 0.6750 levels may be re-challenged again. But I think in the event of a pullback in principal currency, the Aussie dollars may be better insulated relative to the other principal currency like the euro dollar. So over here, we can see the dollar Canadian also attempt to rally, but this morning, although after a brief rally, market is coming back down again, and it's nowhere near the structure that we see in the other principal currency. So the best choice to sell principal currency is actually the euro versus the dollar. And over in the precious metal, we can see the precious metals remains very stable, currently trading at about $2,069. And near term, I think there should be a possibility of a technical pullback, perhaps to even try the $2,015 or to $2,027 range, and that would be a good place to actually pick up some long position. Similarly, for silver, I think the silver is currently trading about $24. Near term, I think anywhere between $22.50 to $22.75 appears to be a good level to pick up some long position. Now, oil does appear to be stabilizing. I think there's a good chance oil may actually seen the low at $67.68 versus the WTI. And given the technical outlook, there's a chance the market will retest at $80. This will be the area to watch out for. Somewhere between the $78.80 to $79.70 could be where the terminal price will be if this market continue to rebound. And over in Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin actually has a major surge this morning. We can see the price at 45,338 is the highest for if we take into consideration the whole of last year's performance. Last year, we saw the highest traded that was in December at 44,715. This morning at 45,368 is actually the highest, ahead of an expected approval of the spot BTC ETF licenses that will be most likely granted next week. Most analysts are targeting a date called January the 10th. So we could possibly see January the 10th, at least some of the 14 applicants for such a license being approved by the Security Exchange Commission or the SEC. So this is the one thing that is keeping the market afloat, and do watch out for the possibility of buying the rumors, selling the facts. So if and when the SEC finally approved, the possibility of a surge in BTC to 48,000 is a very real possibility. I've always mentioned 48,000 being a good area to target for, but once that become a reality, watch out for profit taking to actually pan out. So do watch out for volatility going into next week's trading. This is all I have for you, and I wish you guys a great 2024, and hopefully we can all make even more money compared to 2023. That's all I have for you for today. In the meantime, you take care. I come back to you tomorrow with further updates. Bye-bye. Take care.